What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever.
Period.
Period.
Mama.
Mamas. I'm your host, Pharaoh. We're joined by one of our hosts, Lee. Lee, I'm gonna
Pharaoh.
speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of reality shows have around 12, 13, 14 episodes.
Yeah.
We're on episode 13 of the challenge. I've been rocking and I've been trooping. Y'all know how I feel about this show.
Yeah.
I've been here. I'm ready to be over there.
No, and genuinely, like this is one of I feel like they're better seasons
I
in a
agree.
minute for sure. It's getting to that point where the challenge just lasts too motherfucking long. There's too many goddamn people. And this season, I'll give them the exception because I like the idea of them starting with 10 people from each of the eras of
I
the
agree.
challenge. That was iconic. But for the future, you don't need your seasons to be this long at all. The challenge was best when they has a good they used to last for like 10, 13 episodes. It didn't used to be that long. I guess because MTV doesn't show anything but ridiculousness all damn day, they have to order like months and months of every show that they do. But I'm just no. This episode wasn't good at all. And then we're looking at the twist. It's like the way the twist is set up, we knew the two people who were going in 30 minutes into the episode. We had an hour left. I counted. We knew the two people going into the elimination 30 minutes into the episode. We had an hour of nothing. Because there was nothing to show. Apparently there was some drama that they cut out. They cut out all of the good drama, all of the good fights, and they leave us with all of the PG-13 shit. And it's like it's just boring. I'm done with it at this point. I want to see us get to the end. Like, no, they should have like 14 episodes max. Like for real, wrap this shit up.
And y'all, hear me out because it's not like you said. It's not a bad season. It's been good. It's been cute. But hear me out. I got the people pulled up on the screen. I'm finna show y'all. All they had to do, in my opinion, was continue on with men and women getting eliminated. Period. Ever since that started, I think they merged or undid like 4 rounds ago. If they would have did that, we would be at the finale because one man and one woman would have been going home these last 4 rounds, and then it would have only been 3 women or 4 women left and 4 men left. Good. We're at the finale. Let's have a 2-part final, and then let's end this show. It's like, first of all, it would have been more interesting if it was a boys and a girls day at the same time. Because, for example, this episode didn't even have a fucking tribunal. I mean, a fucking interrogation. Because we already knew
favorite part.
And that's the best part. And we would have had an interrogation if it was still a boys' day, potentially, while it was still a girls' day. I just feel like it's little shit they can do to still make it successful. All they had to do was get these bitches out of here quicker. Who gives a fuck? Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's no reason only one person should be going per episode for the last 7 episodes of the season. Girl, boo. Anyway,
girl, boo.
We're here. Shout out to DM Rocks.
Making it rain.
DM Rocks says, hey, Michelle is an elimination queen, and this is his start. Girl, we was talking about that.
Yeah, no, we are Michelle defenders here, okay? Yeah. Look, I don't defend all of the CBS girlies, but I'm a CBS girly, okay? Mm-hmm. That's the channel where all of my main shows are at. Mm-hmm. So I do have a soft spot in my heart for the CBS girlies. It's a few of them. And y'all are not about to drag Michelle with the rest of them. Michelle brings good TV.
She does.
This girl does good at daily. She does great at eliminations. She brings us drama that I find interesting. Y'all need to get off Michelle Neckiana.
Y'all do. I agree. That's my girl personally. So let's get to the episode. We started off last episode. Johnny Bananas chose his targets. The only 3 girls who are not Bananas Angels are Olivia, Cara, and Michelle, and those are the people he chose as targets this episode. So we get the beginning of the episode, and we see Derek is teaching Michelle how to cook. Mm-hmm. So first of all, Michelle, get up in that kitchen, okay? Period. No, I'm like, what? Because this is my thing. Why you don't know how to cook? You too old.
You know how to cook?
Yes, because they were cooking like burgers and tortillas or something. Like, what the fuck are you not knowing how to cook?
But let me she don't need to cook for her man. She keeps her man in other ways. That's why Devin is still around.
That's true.
Yeah.
Nesto. Shout out to Nesto. 302.
Rang, Nesto.
Here's my call. If Banana isn't eliminated this upcoming episode, he's in the final and he might win. That is true.
I mean, truly, I feel like the guys that are here, I don't see Derek Bananas or even Corey beating them in an elimination.
Colin could.
Colin could. But is he going to go against Colin? I don't know, because he's being heavily protected by, a lot of the women left.
And the women control the men game.
Devin, the Bananas Angels have ran it. And now it's the Rachel's Angels plus Josh. So I don't know. Like, I think. Now, hold on, Hall Brawlers podcast. Don't do Michelle. Don't.
Right.
Oh, look, I will say I'm recalling Ride or Dies when they won them 2 back-to-back. But I swear I saw her win some other ones, didn't she?
I mean, maybe she wins a daily here and there. It's more elimination.
Maybe not dailies, but put some respect on Michelle's name.
So she's being taught how to cook by Derek. And Johnny is being messy as per. And he comes in and he's like, yeah, Michelle, I don't know why you're trying to get mad at Josh for rooting for me. I feel like Josh can root for me. And Josh jumps in and he's like, yeah, I'm able to cheer for all of my friends. I could cheer for both of my friends.
Josh, I'm not talking to you. Josh, no. Because what they're trying to do, they're trying to make us argue. They're trying to make us get into it. I'm not talking to you. That guy, he's made my life a living hell in this house. And now he's trying to tear me apart from my other relationships. Josh, we're not arguing. No, because you're saying that I can't. Josh,
you already said you didn't want to argue. Let's not argue. Leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
Stop.
And then Bananas is jumping in, and he's like, "You can't determine who he can or who he can't work with, and who he can cheer for." And da 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 da. Michelle is not trying to argue right now. Oh my God, you know who Josh sounds like?
Who?
Biggie,
big Dominican. Big Are they both Dominican?
They're both Dominican.
Big Biggie, big Dominican.
Big Dominican. Big Biggie. I'm sorry. So Michelle is not trying to have it. Bananas and Josh is trying to argue with her so bad. I don't know what they want from Michelle. Like,
I will say, girl, why did you call out Josh for rooting for Bananas, girl? Like,
she can do what she want. She can do what she want.
She didn't have to do that. I feel like that was a little extra coming from Michelle. No shade.
She can do what she want. But this was Michelle's point, because Michelle kept saying, you can't make him do that. You can't. She's like, I'm not trying to make him do that. I know I can't. I'm not trying to make it. I know I can't. Y'all, I know. And I think the point was, in the moment, she was mad. Because why the fuck is you cheering against me? You know this nigga coming after me. And now she's over it. And y'all still talking about it. We back home. I'm trying to cook. I'm trying to make it burgers and tortillas with Derek. And y'all talking about some shit that happened an hour ago.
Stay back. You know who she wasn't making burgers and tortillas with?
Who?
Corey.
I was just thinking that. Or was Corey not? Corey wasn't teaching her to make burgers and tortillas.
Corey, we're going to get more into that. But Corey, he pisses me off. He pisses me off.
He looks scrumdiddlyumptious. I've never
always that.
I've never looked at a man and my hunger get quenched. I started off the episode and my stomach was growling. I was hungry. I was famished. I was finna fall out and die because I hadn't been eating all day. And then I saw Corey and then whoop, I was full. Like, I was like,
ooh. Back the fuck up, bitch.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you and Taylor. And me. All right. So this was my question of the episode, Lee.
Okay.
I have 2 questions, 2 parts.
Okay.
1. Why does Johnny Bananas have a foot fetish? Part 2. Why are we talking about it? Why are we discussing it? Because if y'all wasn't really paying attention, because at the beginning they were just showing random scenes, but I was actually paying attention because I was watching while I was at work and I didn't want to work, so I was like, let me watch. So I was literally paying attention to the scenes, and it's like scene after scene after scene of Johnny and his angels playing with their feet. Their feet are all in the air. Johnny's making people clip his toenails and like touch his feet, and he's like, look, touch it, and they're like touching it. I'm like,
very Dan Schneider.
Like, where's Dan Schneider at right now?
Like, did he direct this episode?
We should look at the credits, because what the fuck is happening? Like, what the fuck was that? So Bananas has a foot fetish. Great for him. I think he should keep that off the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. But put a pin in the foot fetish.
Right, because that comes back later.
It does. It's important. I guess that's why they showed it. We get to the daily. The daily is called 40-yard dash. It's a big ass 40. It's like a maze. It's like a dirt maze. It's like a 40 in the middle of the mud. And around these 40, you have to, how do I explain that? Y'all seen the episode? What the fuck? Around this 40 is a bunch of fucking objects, puzzle pieces, and it's really just a bunch of balls. But you have to pick up 8 different puzzle pieces, 6 different puzzle pieces, bring it back to your station, solve the puzzle. First to do it wins, of course. First man and first woman wins.
And they have this puzzle literally on Survivor. Now, I will be fair, not on a season that Michelle did, but I've seen this puzzle on Survivor before.
Yeah, they have. No shade to Michelle. They have. So the last woman will go directly into the arena, and then the last man will have a penalty the next episode. Last episode, Michelle got a penalty, so she's coming in with a 1 minute penalty. So she has to start 1 minute after everyone.
And I mean, that didn't make her lose, but she was already last. So
yeah,
it didn't change much.
Last. No shame. So there you are. Boom. During the challenge, Rachel and Jenny has this bond. They decide to work together during the challenge. That was very interesting that they like are in cahoots like that.
The big brolic girlies.
The big brolic girlies. Especially because like the Johnny's Angels, it's Rachel, Jenny, and Aviv. And I was wondering like, what's that dynamic? They never really explored that because they're so focused on it being Johnny's Angels. But this episode, we got to see that Rachel and Jenny, they have a building relationship. Like they're friends. Like, you know, so I really did enjoy that. I really did. So boom, Jordan ends up winning the challenge, and he talks about how he doesn't want to have to choose because he's playing all the girls, and luckily for him, he doesn't have to because Cara Maria wins.
Look, she said, Mount Rushmore, me, please.
Period. So Cara Maria wins the daily. She was one of the targets. Because she's one of the targets, she's now no longer eligible. So either Olivia or Michelle can still get put in if they go to the interrogation.
Mind you, Olivia was second. That was nasty. Olivia could have been safe.
Yes. Ooh. And then Cara Maria would have had to play against Michelle. Cara would have whooped Michelle's ass.
It would have been bad for her.
Unless she couldn't get that puzzle.
Well, sometimes Cara be flopping at them puzzles now.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. But boom. So Cara Maria wins. Michelle ends up losing. And because Michelle ends up losing, she's automatically going in. Cara is automatically safe, which means there is no interrogation because Olivia is just going in. Now, is there an issue? Is there a flaw? What happened? They didn't count for a situation like this, Lee? Because why would you want?
I just think they don't give a damn.
They don't give a damn. Okay.
Yeah. And then Corey also loses. Getting a penalty.
So he has a penalty going into the next week. And by the end of the episode, he's a target. Getting a penalty and being a target, that's the worst thing that could happen. And that's what happened. Flop. So we already know by this point that Michelle and Olivia are going into the arena. Why we don't just skip there? Not sure. So
they got time to kill, girl.
On the bus,
they wouldn't have anything else to show.
That's true. This all they got. This ridiculousness
and catfish.
So on the bus ride home, Johnny and his feet fetish is happening. So he got his feet out, real nasty. Y'all just
feet all the way out. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know that bus stank.
Like what? Nasty ass feet. And Aviv was walking shoeless. So she was doing the whole track without her shoes on. That probably turned him on. He probably liked that. Like, oh, her feet was just in the mud. Anyways, so him and Aviv's feet were touching each other's, you know, here and there. Like they were.
It was definitely giving footsie.
It was giving footsie. I went back, I watched it again. I was like, okay, this is giving footsies. I've played footsies before.
Like,
I know what footsies is. So Rotten Bananas is hilarious. I've never thought of that. That's funny. But playing footsies is right. And you know me, I didn't even know whose foot that was at first. I was like, oh, he playing footsies with somebody. He like feet. Michelle is like, oh, could I play footsies too? I don't know. You're doing this footsies thing. I want to play footsies. And Johnny was like, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you do. You know what happens, y'all? He's talking the whole way. You know what happens? People just get in a bad position and they start to act catty and nasty. And y'all just are mad that y'all don't have a path forward. So now you have to attack people's character.
And it's literally like Bananas is the biggest hypocrite ever because that's exactly what he does. He did it earlier in the season when he tried to break up Michelle and Devin's relationship. It's like, I hate that he's such a huge hypocrite and he doesn't really get any real backlash for his actions. You know what I mean? Like, he still has an alliance. He can still easily make it to the final of the season. It's just annoying that he's able to get away with this every single time he plays the game. Like, they really should have made sure they got his ass out earlier or tried to. And that's the thing. I think people just kind of allow the challenge to go naturally, and then they end up in the position where, oh, I have no allies like Corey. What am I going to do? And it's like, you should have been setting this up from the beginning to where you have a layout of people that you could actually work with. But like Bananas is like, it's just so annoying that he always does the exact same shit that he accuses someone else of doing. Like, he literally did the exact same shit this season.
Every time. Now, for the girls who were confused like me, I don't know who the fuck Aviv is. Couldn't tell an Aviv from anything. I had to look up what is going on. So I was like, okay, he's getting very mad. He's saying you don't have to bring her in it. Da 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 da. So putting two and two together, I Googled. I said, does Aviv have a boyfriend? Boom. Aviv is married with 2 kids. So what was happening in this moment that was so bad that y'all are asking in the chat is Michelle was kind of insinuating that Johnny Bananas is playing footsies with Aviv, who has a whole husband and kids and family at home, which is why Johnny was saying things like, don't bring her in it. You're trying to play nasty. You're going low. And that's why Rachel was having her diary room saying that she's going low and she's trying to bring this up. And that's not really what it was. And da 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 da.
And I just feel like at the end of the day, one, Bananas has said and done way worse. We're trying to villainize Michelle. Like, I mean, I don't think it's just a huge deal. I can definitely see like Aviv. She has a kid. She has children. She has a husband. I can definitely see how she may feel disrespected. But also, I just feel like, girl, this is the motherfucking challenge. MTV, like the iteration of the Real World came on this channel. Like, this is not the biggest amount of drama that I've seen. Like, her saying that, I wouldn't have took it as a huge deal, especially Bananas trying to make it seem like he is just so disgusted, like when he has done and said much worse. So I don't give a damn. I would have said worse. I would say, I mean, I would assume you fucking all the angels, Bananas.
Kai says, well, Johnny did sleep with Morgan when she was dating Jay. And I think that's what Michelle is saying. Like, you've done shit like this before, baby. Like, you don't give a fuck about a bitch with a man. So,
I mean, and I will say, I think Bananas and Michelle did something off camera. I think somewhere on one of these vacations or something, something happened, because I don't know. It's just given, like, you remember during Jersey Shore when Mike and Snooki slept with each other? So it was like this weird animosity on screen, and it's like, it feels like something is missing. That's how I feel about them. I feel like something is missing. Like, where the fuck did this beef become so intense from? And it definitely started, at least from Bananas in this season, when he came for her relationship with Devin.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's jealous. They did something. They were supposed to get together. She got with Devin and dipped on his old ass. And now he's bitter, mad, and old.
Yeah. And he always trying to make some relationships with females, with women. Ooh. Like he you know, like he comes into the house and, like, yes, he has women allies, but a lot of the time he end up fucking them. Morgan, somebody in the chat said Angela, Nani. Like, so it's like, no shade, Bananas. But do you or do you not want to fuck Aviv? Because I think that's what Michelle was saying. Like, from your perspective, and she says later, she's like, look, honestly, Aviv, oops, you caught it straight. It wasn't meant to be hit at you, because really what it is Bananas is always trying to fuck somebody with a man. So it's like, Bananas, all she's doing is clocking your tea, baby. Like Lee said, I would have said worse. But what was crazy was he started getting jumped. Because Olivia was like, well, it is very interesting what's occurring right now.
And Carl was like, I mean, dude, don't try to act like you're just the victim. Like get his ass. But look, Camila, this man hooked up with Camila, Natalie Negrati, Nani, Mariah. Who was like 12 at the time. Morgan.
Damn.
Like, I honestly, Bananas is not that attractive. So I really don't get it at all. But child, I've seen crazier, girl. I've seen Corey hook up with Anissa. So anything can happen. Anything can happen, girl. Anything can happen. What?
They end up at the club, y'all. At the club, we see Michelle and Corey have a conversation for the first time all season. No shade. And Michelle is like, look, I'm going to have to pick people later on. You know, I do love all the guys left in the game. You know, it's probably going to end up between you and Derek because I'm probably picking Josh and I'm probably picking Johnny. I'm definitely picking Johnny Bananas. So it'll end up between you and Derek. And Corey was like, well, look, you're definitely higher on my list than you are on Derek's list. So I feel like if it's
Like,
between the two of us,
how you know that?
Like since when?
You don't know his dynamic. He definitely just tried to in the moment get her to believe that for sure. But he also says to her that he's talking to Cara, right?
This is when he was talking to Michelle. Then literally right after this, he goes and talks to Cara. And then with his conversation with Cara, he's like, yeah, all season we were supposed to have each other back. What'd he say? He was like,
I was gonna talk about the part when he says that, yeah, I mean, you're my number one, but Michelle's my number one. Yeah. So like, you know, you're kind of under that. But you know, if she says my name tomorrow, then we can really come together. And I hated that like he's having this conversation with Cara about coming together so late in the season. Like y'all have been here for weeks at this point. They should have been having conversations with Cara because they never really worked together in this game. And it's like I hate when Corey like victimizes himself in this way because he is so upset with Michelle for potentially not prioritizing him when I've never seen you talk to Michelle. And he's in the confessional and he's like, I mean, sorry, I'm not doing word puzzles with you and crossword puzzles and things like that. And it's like, why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you socializing with these people? It's very obvious that Corey go into these seasons, don't talk to anybody and assume he's going to be safe because he's good at the challenges. Don't nobody care about that at some point. Everyone is good at the challenges at this point in the game. Anyone can go in, and it's like the fact that he just assumed, well, I mean, I've been protecting you, Michelle, so you should protect me. You haven't been protecting Michelle. You've done nothing for Michelle but being in an alliance with her. So it doesn't really, she doesn't have to pay you back in that way when she also has a relationship with Derek. And I feel like I see Corey do this all the time where he's like upset that someone doesn't have his back. Like, once again, I'm being left out. And it's like, Corey, are you talking to anybody?
No. And you admit you don't. Because you just said, I'm not making puzzles with her all day. Go make puzzles with her all day. I rarely
see her. Go talk to them. Like,
you
remember? They know? Did she know you were number one on her list, or is she only number one on your list today because she has the power? Because I haven't seen her talk to Michelle all season until this week when he knew that she had the decision.
Yep. You remember a few episodes ago, Rachel went to him and was like, you and Nehemiah could be high on my list if you help me get Nehemiah. Where's Rachel on your list? Have you talked to Rachel since then?
Nope.
After she had to pull you to the side?
Nope.
He's disappointed.
Oh, they get on his ass. I am Kaya, girl. Amanda. You know who would have his back? Amanda.
You know what's crazy?
Gymnast 19 could have had Amanda in the beginning.
You could have had Amanda.
Where's she at?
I think I need to go in there and help Corey get his win. I need to do it. I'll go in. I'll make all the alliances for him. I'll do him. I'll do it.
And
he also has terrible allies for the most of the time. Whenever he does have allies, they don't be eating it up like that.
But I don't think they be his real allies. I mean, I just binged a few seasons and I'm like, yeah, he's in the season, but he's no one's real priority.
Ever?
No, and I think it's because he's not talking to people. When Nelson and Hunter were doing it, yeah, those were his priority. But even Nelson turned on him one season. It's like, damn, I don't think that he cultivates strong relationships with people. I feel like once he's done with these challenges, he doesn't go on vacations. He doesn't do the parties and things like that. He probably goes back home to Taylor. He gets a call. He comes back. It's a bunch of new people. He don't talk to them, and he goes home.
I'll do it. Corey, get me on the show. I'll do all the work for you. He would have been in alliance with everybody, literally everybody in this house dealing with me. Me and Corey.
Girl, somebody gotta help him.
Actually, make Corey your one. I'll be your two. All we gotta do is get him to the final. Now, if he still loses the final, that's on him. If he still loses the final, that's on him.
If the problem isn't making it to the final,
that's not the problem. The problem is winning the final. He can't even do that. Let me get off this man.
It's annoying because it's the same cycle with Corey, and it's the definition of insanity at this point. Like, you keep trying the same thing and it's not working, mama.
Like, at this point, you should retire. No,
I wouldn't be surprised if he go home next. I feel like this entire episode set it up for Corey to go home next.
I agree. Child. So we get the next segment. And it's Bananas Angels rebranding
Yeah.
to Rachel's Angels, which first of all, like we were just saying, Rachel went to Corey. Rachel is killing this fucking season.
Yes, Rachel is eating it up. Okay.
Girl, she's
She really
fucking
is
murdering it.
the best representation for Era One because she's still here representing and eating it up. I don't really see anyone really coming after her anytime soon.
She's eating it up. So they've rebranded. It's Rachel's Angels, and Josh has joined Rachel's Angels because Josh
is
has
slick as fuck. Josh said, "Fuck Colin, fuck Olivia, fuck Michelle, fuck all of that. I'm staying safe." Okay, and once again, really good for Josh. I think Josh is good at getting to the end of these seasons. It's always hard for him to make it to that final because he'll get purged or he'll get taken out in a clutch elimination. It's like I think with Josh's main issue is that why are you going to the end with Bananas? Bananas is gonna beat you, mama. And Jordan, he's also still working with the Vacation Alliance, Tori and Jordan. It's like, girl, Jordan and Tori are gonna beat you, mama.
Yeah.
So I think that's just his big issue. I'm interested to see if he at least makes it to this season's final because he hasn't been to a final yet. He's gotten really close and always cut right at the end. So I'm interested to see if he actually can get there. But
so
I'm also looking at the game board and I'm like, who can he beat?
He could be
Derek, because Derek doesn't have the best track record with eliminations, but Derek is also like a competitor. So I'm like, he ain't beating Jordan. He might can beat Corey depending on the competition. I don't think he's beating Kylan, and I don't think he's beating Bananas.
Damn. So if it's only 4 men in the final, he just has to last 2 more rounds, and then boom, he can make the final. So he could maybe.
I guess
hopefully he makes it.
So we'll see.
So boom. Oh, you know what I saw recently? I recently saw on Twitter a thread of like Big Brother winners, and they were like how good they think they would do, and they were like Josh would flop. But seeing Josh play the challenge, he got some savviness to him. Like this little slick little slide over here with the Rachel's Angels because now they winning. Real slick for sure. So I'll give him that. Boom. After this, we see Aviv go to Michelle and Olivia, and it's like, earlier I wasn't fucking with the shit y'all was saying for real,
Y'all crossed the line.
I just want to let y'all know. I just want to let y'all know y'all was crossing the line in case you didn't know. And Michelle was like, "Oh, it wasn't really even at you. Like you kind of just."
Michelle's so funny because she was like, "Yeah, I was throwing shade at Bananas, and Aviv caught a stray, but I'm really sorry."
Oh my God, Lee. Kaya says, "Did y'all see Laurel versus Nerese?" Child.
Yes, Laurel was in Nerese's ass nasty in those comments. Child, I don't even want to get that deep into it because it's real
it's
nasty.
Real bad.
They got nasty beef. I think
I'm
Laurel
Team Nerese
too. I'm definitely Team Nerese. I think Laurel needs to leave that girl alone. It's no shade, and I get that Horacio is fine as hell, but he don't want you no more, girl. Did he ever want you?
Ooh,
I doubt it.
But get into this jizz. The challenge 41. The challenge 41. Rivals 4. What rivals are we on? Rivals again.
Something like that.
Laurel and Nerese, they winning. They're winning the season.
We need that. They should have been on All Stars 5 together.
They're winning the season. I need that. Oh, I need that bad.
But did you also see that? Laurel, when she got eliminated, she gave Bananas 1 karma point.
Oh, yep.
And all of a sudden now on Twitter, Bananas is anti-Laurel and Team Cara. And it's like, so now you besties with Cara. I just like Laurel and Cara is like the Nikki and Cardi. Like, if you like Cardi, you can't fuck with Nikki. You like Nikki, you can't fuck with Cardi. So now you're beefing with Laurel. Oh, I'm all over here with Cara. Like, girl, please.
So boom, we get to the arena. It's Olivia versus Michelle. They got to build a ladder and then do a word puzzle. So that's what happens. They build a ladder. And then they do the word puzzle. Olivia is basically like, I need to hurry up with this ladder because Michelle's gonna eat me up at the puzzle. So Olivia does get done with the ladder first, but because she's not eating the puzzle up, once Michelle is down, she gets the puzzle like that, and Michelle ends up winning the arena because of that. So
Olivia is really like a sleeper with these challenges and things like that. Like I feel like she comes close to winning a lot of them, like we saw the daily this episode. I think I would like to seeing her play for sure.
I want to see her again. This season she wasn't as interesting as I wanted her to be. I just think it wasn't the right. That's another thing. Some of these people it's not the right mixture of players for them. Because even this season, Kylan is boring. But I heard last season he was in a bunch of mess, and I
Right.
feel like the Kylan, Olivia, a lot of these era 4 people, it's not the right mixture of people because all of these old era bitches know each other. They've been knowing each other for 50 years. So there's more drama with all that shit. These new people, they don't even have enough history. So I would love to see Olivia and Kylan continue to play with the new era people more so I can see that dynamic because that's probably more interesting, you know? But hey, we move.
And Jay dropped some tea in the chat. GamerVev says Nerys is not doing 41. Her, Horacio, Colin, Michelle, and Corey as of right now aren't doing it. And we also know that Devin and them said they're not doing it. Tori says she's retiring. So I feel like I'm hoping, and this thing, MTV producers doesn't give a fuck about their fans or the show clearly. So they probably won't. But this is their chance to get some more fresh meat. I think that 41 should be another fresh meat season with all new people.
This is the time
to start casting new people for this show. You had the Challenge 40. It's this like monumental moment for the show. You brought back so many old contestants with so many interesting backgrounds and connections to the game. I just feel like it's the perfect moment for a reset. So I don't want them to just get a bunch of randoms. Like let's really turn the challenge into something that regular people can be on, and like we could actually see them grow from that, because Cara was fresh meat, Laurel is fresh meat, Emily was on fresh meat. There are a lot of people who started off on fresh meat seasons that are still relevant to this day. So I wouldn't mind, some people are saying BB people, I wouldn't mind them getting like someone like Chelsea Tucker from Big Brother or something like that. But I also feel like they need to start opening up casting to just regular people. Like
I agree. I would be very interested. And I feel like it would be such a good season. And it's the perfect moment because it's season 40. It's time for a rebrand.
Sending me in the chat.
Let's get into it.
Bring some girls from baddies.
They've had bad girls before. They've had a bad girl.
They had one bad girl, and that's because she was on X on the Beach, girl. I am not trying to see Rolly, Scotty with the body, Dom in the body on the challenge. That would be a mess. Honestly, Zeus, they need to lock in and make their own if they be real.
I wish they could have more access like the challenge, because I would like to see some of these Netflix reality TV girlies. I feel like would be interesting. I would like to see a little variety if you have to get reality TV people.
Peacock, Netflix.
Oh yeah.
They're all creating their own like iterations of the challenge because they have hella shows to back it up. MTV ain't got no shows to really fill this challenge thing anymore. Like pulling from the Big Brother, I'd rather them just be on CBS. Like imagine if they did 41 and half of them were from CBS. Bitch, this should have just been Challenge USA then, you know?
I was just thinking, what if Challenge USA was a test up until getting 41, and now, because I heard GamerVev said they are calling Big Brother people. Let's just put it out there. She said they're calling Big Brother people. My thing is, did you stop doing Challenge USA because now you're thinking, oh, it worked, it was good enough, we're gonna start calling Big Brother Survivor people now that we have this deal with CBS, and that's gonna be the new brand? But why have the Challenge? Where's the Challenge USA? Am I tripping?
Like that, it hasn't been
what happened to that?
Canceled, and the person said that it's not impossible that it will get brought back. I feel like maybe because it airs on CBS, they're like, we don't have room for it right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, that sounds stupid to me personally, but we move. Michelle wins.
Yeah,
she chooses.
I also want to discuss the Michelle thing because I know a lot of the girls are saying that they feel like Michelle gets a lot of mental eliminations and that this was kind of one. I would argue that the last elimination she did against Nia wasn't fully mental, but I also feel like, damn, is that really her fault? Like majority of the eliminations now are mental, and if you're not going into eliminations that often, or even if you are, you're bound to get in a mental elimination over a physical one. Like I don't think it's necessarily production rigging. I think that production is dumb and don't want to do physical eliminations anymore. Because think about it, when was the last physical elimination in general? Was it not pole wrestle when it was like Derek or something? Yeah. Like I feel like I don't remember. Or did they have a hall brawl this season?
It was on the premiere when they did all of the physical eliminations, but that was it.
I don't think they've done any since then. Like they don't do physical eliminations like that anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like,
the last one where Theo had to wiggle through the poles, and if he wasn't wiggling through the poles,
that's physical. I was thinking more of a headbanger. I guess when I think physical, but in general, they don't be doing that shit like that no more.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like majority always the equalizer. And then that's the thing, they would say the same thing about Devin, but when it was happening with Devin, that was season 29 where they haven't even like, why is it random? It was pole wrestle, hard brawl, balls in, and then a random
mental for Devin, no
like
shade.
button when Devin goes in. So it was very different back then. But in these newer seasons, it's like, oh yeah, Avery and Rachel, they had their box in the boxing ring.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. I would love a male version of that one too.
That was a good one. So there were Corey did it too. It was Corey.
Oh, that's no still eliminating boys and girls. See,
yep,
that was a good era.
What happened to that? But anyways, we move.
I just wish honestly everyone could be physical yet equitable. I don't like when they do.
I agree.
The mental elimination. I feel like keep the equitability in the daily. For the elimination, let these people go at it. Like, let people just go at it.
I do agree. I'm not gonna lie. Even like, because anyways, Michelle targets Johnny, of course, because she always was gonna do that. Josh, of course, because she don't fuck with him. And she's picking between Derek and Corey, but at the beginning of the episode, who was teaching her to cook? Not Corey.
Derek.
So Corey is a target and probably going home. He got last in the daily, so he's automatically going in with a penalty. And my thing is, when it's coming to the daily, if of the boys who might come in last, if you have a penalty, Jordan and Kylan are not coming in last. Bananas is probably not coming in last. So he has to make sure he can beat out Derek or Josh. And Josh has been doing good in the daily. Josh hasn't been last once. So it's like, good luck.
His best bet is Derek losing and him automatically going in against Derek type shit.
Which could happen. I could see that happening. But it just feels like a setup for him going home. But my thing is, Josh take him out?
He also needs to hope. That's the thing. He doesn't have any women on his side. He has to hope that Cara wins. And that's the only person that will win and keep him safe, I feel.
Yeah.
Everyone else, they're not throwing in bananas with Josh.
Yep. Or Michelle would, but she's not winning, no shade. She already has a penalty. So yeah, everyone else would throw in Corey. And because Josh and Bananas are both a part of Bananas Angels. It's Rachel's Angels. Tori, hopefully Tori wins.
Tori has an alliance with Josh. Maybe she's throwing in Bananas, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he needs to hope Derek loses and Tori win. That's just so much. You see how much you gotta hope
Tori or Cara win.
Tori or Cara win. Maybe. So good luck. Hopefully he can last. Hopefully he can last. Because personally, no shade, Derek can go for me. Derek can go. At least Corey is.
I like him only because he hasn't made it that far in a lot of seasons, and this like being like this like huge season for him to be doing so well is really impressive. But I mean, next episode is going to be the real question. Like, if I would pick a weaker guy out of the guys left, I'd be looking at Derek and maybe Josh. So it's like. Are y'all gonna be last next episode? Can y'all compete with Jordan? Why is no one targeting Jordan? Like it's like no one even says Jordan's name. This man finna win.
Yeah. Or Kylan.
It really depends because Kylan won in that mini final, but we know how Jordan locks in when he gets into these finals.
Yeah.
So it's just like the fact that no one is mentioning Jordan as a threat is crazy.
He didn't make the final last season. This would be Kylan's first final if he makes it. I feel like if anybody give him a run for money, it's Kylan at this point, which is crazy because Kylan's the newbie.
She did join the box. Michelle did target Jordan. She did. She put that target on his ass. But I mean, kind of like, I don't know. Like
he gotta go.
Like, I just like, shouldn't Bananas be telling his girls, get that man up out of here?
Yeah, because that's the issue. And that's another thing. People were saying the girls choosing for the guys is stupid because if I'm a girl and I know that at the final I might have to be paired up with someone, I'm not targeting Jordan.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I targeting Jordan for? So I can lose at the final with Josh as my fucking partner? Hell no, bitch. And so that's the issue. I feel like because they've had this specific thing this season, I don't want to target Jordan anyways because I want him.
That's actually, it's so sad. I was watching, I forget which one, War of the Worlds, I think. One of the War of the Worlds, and I believe it was Anissa, or no, was it Total Madness? It was Total Madness because she went against Bailey. The reason why Anissa ends up going against Bailey in Total Madness is because the guys are like, we don't want to win a final with her. And she already had her skull. So it was like, why do I have to get thrown in? I have my skull. I don't need to earn it. And they were just like, we don't feel like we can run a final with you. And Josh was making that deciding decision. He threw her in. He was like, I don't trust that I can run one with you.
How did Bailey beat Anissa ass?
Bailey's like, oh,
Was it a physical elimination?
I don't fucking remember now that I think about it.
Oh, okay. Because I'm thinking, Anissa, you done been in 30 eliminations, and this is Bailey, fresh.
It wasn't like a headbanger. I know that much.
Interesting.
I want to say it was something like
I
the
want to know
rope
that.
one. Let me see.
Not so fast.
the war.
It's where you tie the knot and then you untie the knot.
Yeah.
Anissa should have won that. You've been playing this show for too long. What the fuck? But we move. All right, y'all. We're gonna be back next episode. I mean, next week or whatever. We'll be here for another month plus because it will still be on for another month.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get into that or whatever. We're also covering some other shit. I noticed some of you wasn't at our BB Rewind recap. If y'all don't call them out, I'm gonna call them out. If y'all don't sit in there and wait, just turn it on and wait. You ain't doing shit. If y'all don't turn our BB Rewind on and wait in the BB Rewind chat until we get to the challenge, because we do the BB Rewind right before we do the challenge. Y'all need to go wait in the BB Rewind. I'm telling y'all.
Y'all used to do that. I used to do it all the time on Saturdays. I wanted to watch Pokemon. I had to sit through Transformers, bored as hell. Just sit through it, and then you'll get to us.
And then we'll get here. So do that next week on Thursday. We're also covering Survivor every Wednesday, so check that out or whatever, period. And thank y'all for keeping it real with the kingdom, baby. We out.